Hey everybody, it's your boy Jabron Ivy, aka Ivy Ray, aka whatever you want to say, and today I'm here to talk about the documentary that's brand new on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. I just finished watching it a few minutes ago and I really felt inspired to come on YouTube and talk about it, or at least give my opinions on what they spoke on and how I feel about what they spoke on. So if you haven't watched it already, go ahead and go to Netflix. It's on there. It's about 2 hours long almost, but it's really interesting and it's really informative to what's going on in today's generation. And the way they go about storytelling and showing you how it affects us is really powerful, I think. Now, to start it off, pretty much I want to say that I hope you guys are having a good day and I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. But social media is becoming, or if it's not already, it is a distraction. It is a way for us to disconnect from the real world in the worst ways possible. And I appreciate that with this documentary, you have people who created these social media platforms for us to use, speaking out about their own creations once they realized the severity of the problems that they're creating versus the problems that they're taking away, if that makes any sense. So it was really interesting to hear different perspectives about the people that created the social medias that we use, speaking down on, not even speaking down, but being giving an energy of we might have messed up with what we created, you know. And pretty much the way that it's explained is that when you're on social media, the internet, pretty much what social medias do, and the reason why they're free is because the companies of the social medias are getting money from advertisers who pretty much are buying your time in a sense. So for example, if I'm scrolling on Facebook and I'm scrolling and I like a picture like of some shoes or something, that's gonna get transferred into an online algorithm that's gonna let Facebook know that I'm into these kind of shoes, so show me more shoes like this and eventually I'm gonna buy those shoes. And pretty much that's just like how it works in a nutshell. And what a lot of people might say is, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with our actions being watched, and what's wrong with advertisers buying our time? And I will say that it's not a huge problem so far as immediate issues, but in the long run we can see that it progressively will get worse, and that it has progressively gotten worse since social media has become available on mobile devices. Specifically, I think this began in 2009 when social media became accessible. Most social media platforms became accessible in apps on your cell phone. But pretty much what happens is social media is borderline controlling us and dictating how we live our lives without our consent. Well, without our knowing consent, because we do agree to the terms and conditions, and I'm pretty sure that in the terms and conditions, they tell us that they are selling our time to advertisers and so on and so forth. But what I want to talk about specifically is the unrealistic standards and the bullshit that social media is causing, that I see from my own two eyes before I even knew about the Social Dilemma documentary. And I noticed the pattern of what goes on, to the fact that I am addicted to my cell phone. I am addicted to social media. And that's the borderline fact. And me being 23, the problem with that is there's, according to what they say, there's about 2 billion users that use social media on their cell phone that are addicted to these devices and addicted to these companies and these products that they give us, which is Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, so on and so forth. We're addicted to these products that we are given, and we don't even know that we're addicted, because we are put under the impression, due to a precious algorithm that people created for us to always look at our screens and always scroll because of a hit of dopamine that we get when we get a like, or we see something interesting, or we see a friend of ours, and so on and so forth. So again, I really appreciated that the people who created these devices came out and spoke about it, which should let you know that there's something there. If the people who created it are stepping back and saying, we might have created a monster, I'm pretty sure it's a monster that we're dealing with here. Even with YouTube, you might find this video in your recommendations and you click on it, and that video will give you another list of recommends, and so on and so forth, so on and so forth. And that's not an initial problem, but at the end of the day, borderline, by you listening to what I'm saying, if some of what I'm saying resonates with you, you have a higher possibility of changing your behavior to match what I'm speaking on. And that's just the mass of what social media does, based off what they said and based off what I see on a day-to-day basis. Now, the problem is not only with my generation, which is Generation Zers, well, young Generation Zers. I was born in 1997. I'm only 23, but the problem is with the children of today, the 10-year-olds, the 11-year-olds, the 12-year-olds that are on social media, on the internet, and they're at a constant battle for people's attention, and they're at a constant battle to be liked. All the time when scrolling on Instagram, I'll see people who are out there doing their thing and they're getting thousands of likes, and I look at my post and I only get maybe max 20 likes, and I get a little bit jealous, and that kind of kills my self-esteem a little bit. It makes me want to change myself to be more likable for people outside of myself, for people that I don't even know. And that's the severity of the problem here, is the fact that we're getting to the point to where we want to change ourselves to be likable to people that we do not know. They spoke on this condition, I think it's called like filter dysmorphia or something like that, but it has to do with people wanting plastic surgery to look more like the filters that we see on Facebook. Now the clinics and plastic surgeons have come up with a term called filter dysmorphia. Correct me if I'm wrong. For people who go into plastic surgery office requesting plastic surgery to change themselves into a version of themselves that they saw on a filter on Snapchat. I'm gonna take a second of silence to let that breathe, because that says a lot. That says a lot about society and our generation and what's happening to our people. People are getting plastic surgery to look more like the filters they see on Snapchat. We want the slimmer faces, we want the slimmer noses, the big eyes, the luscious lips, the clear skin, the unrealistic beauty standards that a Snapchat filter has provided for us. We are spending thousands of dollars to get procedures to look like a filter. I say it so many times because it really shows you the severity of what's going on in today's generation. We have these kids who scroll on Instagram and scroll on Snapchat and tap away, who see people with these filters, and those filters are what is identified as beautiful versus your natural self. I think that it's really sad that everything that we do so far as this cell phone and social media is being controlled, and we're given the illusion of choice. We are borderline forced to stay in contact with our phones. The documentary put it best, visually explained it best. There's this room with 3 people, and they're monitoring the main character's actions on the internet, correct? So they're monitoring this person's actions on the internet, and they're constantly, their job pretty much is to make sure that this person is always on their phone. If they're not on their phone for a period of time, they will send them something of interest, perfectly curated for that person to get on their cell phone screen. So For example, the way that the show explains it, pretty much this family is addicted to their cell phones. One of the daughters is like, cell phones are bad for you, this shit's not good for you. She's pretty much against social media use and what's going on in today's generation when it comes to social media and cell phones and the addictions that we have. And there's this son who's borderline antisocial. He has a crush on this chick, but he can't talk to her because he's too busy focused on the virtual world versus in the real world that he's living in. So one night, the mother is watching this infomercial, and it's about this box that, you know, sets a timer on it, and you can't open that box until that timer's off. So she brings it up to dinner, and she's like, all right, guys, it's dinner time. You know, how about we use all five of our senses tonight at dinner, and nobody gets on their cell phone, right? We all put our phones in this box. The family agrees. They all put the cell phones in the box. The youngest daughter, who was the most affected by social media and unrealistic beauty standards, is the daughter who breaks. She goes up to get an extra fork. She tries to open the box. The mother explains, you can't open the box. The box doesn't open for another hour until we're done with dinner. Come eat dinner. The daughter goes out of her way to get to her cell phone. The daughter cannot be disconnected from her cell phone for an hour, while half of that hour, 30 minutes of that hour, will be spent eating dinner. She can't eat dinner without her cell phone. She goes to the box and she breaks the box open with the hammer. Runs upstairs. Now, what happens is the son goes to get his phone, and his sister shattered his phone screen. He's like, fuck, my phone screen's cracked open. What am I gonna do? The mother makes a deal with him. She's like, you know what? If you can stay off your cell phone for 7 days, for a whole week, I'll pay for you a brand new screen. He's like, a whole week? No cell phone? No biggie, I'll do it. Boom. Plugs his phone up and goes about his life. I believe it's 2 days. Within 2 days, you see a change within his demeanor so far as being more present in the real world, because he's not always ding, look at his cell phone, open up a notification, and get trapped into his cell phone's virtual world for 3 hours. He's more present. He's looking at a girl that he really likes. He has the idea to talk to her, but he's still a little nervous, so he doesn't. But then one night while he's going downstairs to get some water, the 3 people in this virtual world are like, he hasn't been on in a few days. This isn't like him. We've sent him notifications about this, that, the fourth. He has his ex that he's liked all her pictures. How about we update him on his ex and show him that he's in a relationship now with a new person? That should get him to look at it. So he goes downstairs to get himself a drink of water, and then he hits the ding. He goes to look at his phone just to check out what it is. It's his ex in a new relationship. What? She in a new relationship? Open up, boom. He spends his entire night on his cell phone scrolling and liking and commenting and doing the most in this virtual world, so much so to where he falls asleep on his cell phone late at night. He wakes up late when his sister's supposed to drop him off at school, and he's so into this virtual world that he decides to miss soccer practice. Now, I'm rambling in a sense, but if this resonates with you and you understand what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. The fact that social media is ruining us. Social media is ruining us, and it's literally killing people to the point where people are killing themselves due to these unrealistic beauty standards that we feel that we have to keep up with, and these unrealistic ideals of how people should view us and how many likes we should get, and this unrealistic of love that we can get a swipe. We can swipe left or swipe right and find the one, so much to the point where we are losing what it is to be human. We would rather sit in a virtual reality goggle set looking at the beach rather than going out there to the actual beach. We would rather have a FaceTime call with our friends than go hang out with our friends. We'd rather scroll on Facebook and like pictures than go out there and have experiences. We're literally losing what it means to be human, and I'm getting lost in translation here. But if this resonates, and you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying, to the point where this is scary. This is scary because social media has been designed with cell phones to keep us engaged with this screen for 24 hours a day if it could. If we didn't have responsibilities and we didn't have to go to sleep, it's designed to keep us on our screen 24/7, me included. So don't look at me, I don't want you guys to look at me and think of me as this high messiah-like person who, bless me, thank you, as this high messiah-like person who's all holy in the world and I never get on my phone, because just like most of you guys today, I woke up this morning and hopped right on my cell phone, hopped right on Instagram, scrolled a bunch, liked a bunch, went to Facebook, went to TikTok, watched a video for a few. I spent at least 4 hours of my day today on social media because that's what I'm used to doing, because as soon as I wake up, I check my cell phone, I have a list of notifications. I gotta check those notifications. I gotta see what's going on. What if I miss out on something, you know? What makes it worse is not only the things that I mentioned beforehand, so far as we're being controlled to the point where we have to look at these screens almost 24 hours a day, to the point where we have these unrealistic expectations of what beauty is, and unrealistic expectations of what having human interactions are. Not only is it that, but social media has transformed in a way that puts us puts us in a predicament to where we do not know what's true and we do not know what's fake. We don't. They mentioned it in the documentary to the point that social media is used to shift how you feel. I want you to feel this way, so I'm gonna flood your feed with this kind of stuff that makes you feel this way. I want you to not vote for this person, so I'm gonna flood your feed with stuff that makes you not want to vote for this person. I want you to do this. I'm gonna flood your feed with stuff that makes you want to do this. To the point where, do we really want to do the stuff we want to do, or do we want to do it because the phone told us to? I'll say that again. Do we really want to do the stuff we want to do, or do we only want to do it because our phones told us? Do you really like that shit you like, or do you like the way they gave it to you? Honestly. It's scary. It's really scary. It's really scary the direction that we're heading, because like they said in the documentary, these algorithms that are learning you from your swipes and your clicks and how long you look at a photo and whether or not you swipe left or swipe right and why you swiped right or why you swiped left and so on and so forth. These algorithms are constantly learning from you. They're constantly learning you. Borderline, they're building a digital avatar of yourself, so much to the point where at the end of the day, there will be an entire me who knows exactly what I do and exactly how I do it, and is me, but it's not me. My consciousness will be borderline transferred into a digital avatar that is me. Because the cell phone knows me better than I know me. The cell phone knows what I'm gonna do before I even do it. My cell phone knows, literally, iPhones know what apps I get on when I first wake up in the morning. They're called Siri recommendation apps. Throughout the day, your cell phone tracks what you do, so much so to the point where it recommends certain shit to you at a certain time because it knows that that's what you normally do. So at this point, am I really doing it because I want to do it, or am I doing it because my cell phone told me? False news is at an all-time high, and we live in a world to where we don't know what's real and what's fake. I don't know if this person is the right person for me, or this is the right person for me. At a point in time, there would be these fake articles saying that Jackie Chan died, knock on wood, that Jackie Chan died, and he didn't die. But the world around him, the world around us was, R.I.P. Jackie Chan, I can't believe it. Till Jackie Chan was like, I ain't dead. Gabriel Iglesias, which is an Hispanic-American comedian, also known as Fluffy, at a point in time, they had dropped a fake article about him being dead, to the point where we're all, R.I.P. Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias will miss you, Fluffy, Chocolate Cake, R.I.P., R.I.P., until he came out and was like, I ain't dead. So with the exception of fake news and what's all going on in society, I ask myself this question: when Donald Trump says "don't believe fake news," what does he mean by that? Does he know something that we don't know? Does he? Now, I'm not saying I'm a Trump supporter, which I am, and I don't want you guys to view me a certain way because I said that, but I have to be honest with myself. I am a Trump supporter for many ways, in which I won't get into in this video, but when Donald Trump says, watch out for fake news, don't believe the fake news, they're lying, they're telling you things to push an agenda, listen to what I have to say about what I have to say about me, and I'll tell you the truth about what goes on with me. Don't listen to what CNN says because they spreading fake news. They pushing an agenda. They don't want you to like me. So they're going to show you stuff to make you not like me. Don't listen to Fox News because Fox News doesn't want you to like me. So Fox News is going to paint a picture of me to where you do not like me. It's like with brother Kanye West, bless his soul, protect him at all costs. When he had a rally in South Carolina about a month or two ago, the entire rally was really educational and it was really beautiful to hear what he had to say, and he's a smart man with really good ideas. But all that you saw of that rally from social media was when he said that Harriet Tubman didn't really free black people, she just gave them back to other whites. To an extent, is borderline true. But why I say that is because we got to the point to where we wouldn't even want to watch the entire rally. We only watched that 5 second out of an hour, 60 minutes. It's 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour. We would rather watch that 5 second clip of him saying that Harriet Tubman didn't really free black people. She only gave them to other white people. And at this point, we have this whole picture painted of us of Kanye. But if you go back and you watch the entire rally, you'd see how he got to the point where he made that statement and where he was after he made that statement. And in that rally, he explained himself and explained what he meant. And if you had watched the entire rally, you wouldn't have been fazed by the fact that he said that Harriet Tubman didn't really free black people, because you would have understood what he said. But social media don't want you to look at life that way. They want you to look at a 5 second clip and base your whole judgment off of a 5 second clip. 5 seconds. Harriet Tubman doesn't care about black people. I mean, Harriet Tubman didn't free black people. She freed them to other white people. That's approximately 10 seconds. We'd rather watch this 10-second clip than watch the hour-long clip. We don't want to, we didn't, when also, keep it on Kanye, we didn't want to watch the entirety of that TMZ interview to get to the point to why he said that black people, 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice to him. We didn't want to watch that. We wanted to watch that 10-second clip of him saying the thing that's going to get the most clicks. Pause. The thing that's going to get the most clicks. That's what social media is. Social media is designed for you to engage and for you to click or tap. That's what social media is. I'm going to show you something that will probably get you to engage and probably get you to click on it in type of way, or have an engagement, or spend personal time on this subject or on this device or on this platform. It's scary and it's sad to the point where we don't even have our own thoughts anymore. A majority of the people who dislike Donald Trump, not to bring it back to him, only dislike him because social media told you to dislike him. I guarantee you that a majority of the people who dislike Donald Trump, for whatever reason they dislike him, only dislike him because they heard 10-second sound bites of him saying that illegal Mexican immigrants were full of rapists, drug dealers, and pedophiles, or whatever he said, which again, I don't agree with at all, but we'd rather watch that 10-second clip than watch the entire rally to get to see how he got to that point and what he said after that. So you understand that, oh, I get what he's saying. He don't mean it like that. He mean it like this, because now we have context, but we live in a generation where context doesn't matter. Everything is taken out of context to get a click, to change your opinion on somebody. You ask me, I borderline believe that Donald Trump is a gift from God, and we just don't know it yet. I believe that Kanye West is a gift from God, and we just don't know it yet. But social media would make you believe otherwise, will make you believe that these people are the devil himself. They would have you believe that Donald J. Trump and Kanye West are the devils themselves, and whatever they say is falsified and they have no rights in what they're saying. Now, again, I don't agree with everything that Kanye does. I don't agree with everything that Donald J. Trump does. I don't agree with a lot of shit. But what I do peep is how social media tries to shift your opinion or shift how you feel about a certain topic. Fake news is real, people, and social media is the number one way to get fake news out. The dude in the documentary said, how do you get out of the matrix if you don't know that you're in the matrix? We are literally taking steps every day closer and closer and closer to being in a matrix-like reality. People, honestly, we are taking steps every day getting closer to this matrix-like reality where people are being used to power something, and we have no idea that we're even batteries for this larger brain, you know? We have no clue who we are in this great algorithm of clicks and swipes and taps and scrolls. It's sad because I'm a part of this. I am a part of this, and watching this documentary and hearing it from the people who created it themselves, it further pushes it onto me that this is not what being human is about. We're doing more harm than good when we get on social media. I'm an actor, and I see young actors all the time getting their big breaks in films, and I'm like, I could have played that character. I could have did that role. I could have did that. I'm getting jealous because I'm on social media comparing myself to other people. My self-esteem is dropping down because I'm on social media comparing myself to everybody all the time. I get sad, like, damn, am I not enough? Am I not good enough to get cast in this? Am I not good enough to get cast in that? Because I'm on social media and I see everybody else getting cast in something. I don't know, guys. I definitely recommend that you guys watch this documentary. I know I kind of went off on a little rambling tangent there, browsing into different topics, but I mean, hey, it be like that sometimes, you know? Sometimes when you have a conversation about something, some things lead into other things, and that's okay. But it's just really sad, and it's really scary that that's the direction that we're heading in, to the point where we don't even know that we're being manipulated into liking these things that we don't really even like. We don't even like that stuff, you know? We just like it because you gave it to me in a flashy way, and I'm like, oh, something new, cool, boom, and I'm into it, you know? I've tried. It's hard. I can't go a day without this cell phone, man. Sometimes I can't go an hour without this cell phone, man. Literally. And I know I'm not the only one. I can't be. Even me being on this spiritual journey and knowing about the harms of social media before Social Dilemma was even probably a thing, I've still been addicted because it's hard to put it down. It's hard to deactivate your account and be disconnected from the world around you. But are you really disconnected from the world around you when you deactivate your accounts or you don't get on your cell phone? You know? It's really scary, you know? It's really scary. We'd rather experience life on a screen than experience life through our own two eyes, you know? I just want y'all to think about that, you know? And I'm not saying that cell phones are evil or social media is the devil or anything like that. All I'm saying is that there's like they said in the documentary, I really think you guys should check it out. There should be regulations and there should be rules. There should be, I personally believe that there should be a timer on social media accounts for how long we can be on social media accounts. I think when I'm scrolling on Instagram, as soon as I open Instagram one day, they should start that timer. You have at least an hour to be on Instagram today. And then we're gonna stop you from being on Instagram today. Because what do you need to be on social media for all hours of the day if you can be? You know? And again, social media has done a lot of good. And it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a magical thing that these developers have created these platforms for people to reconnect and people to get in touch with each other and people to share ideas and so on and so forth. But we also have to look at the other side of the coin here and know that there is harm being done, and that social media is only going to get better at dragging you in, at pulling you in. It's only going to get better. These algorithms are only going to get smarter. AI systems are only going to get better and smarter and no more and have more human-like conversations, to the point where we would rather sit and have a conversation with Siri than go have a conversation with our neighbor. Love and light, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys, again, haven't, go check out The Social Dilemma. They'll explain it in a way better way than I ever could without going on tangents about other topics like Kanye and Donald Trump and so on and so forth. But guys, it was really powerful to watch that, guys. Definitely. I think I will watch it again. I think I'm going to watch it with my girlfriend, because it's something that we need to hear from the minds who created these things, that it's not just a conspiracy. This is legit. These platforms were designed to keep you plugged in, to keep you clicking and swiping and swiping and clicking and swiping and scrolling your life away. These algorithms were created to do just that, and they're doing just that in the worst way possible. In the worst way possible. Anyway, guys, love and light. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Peace, love, and positivity.